Now, you've seen the footage. The 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo S prototype tearing through the curves, engine snarling like a cornered beast. But eagle-eyed viewers caught something different this time. A mysterious yellow sticker slapped on the rear window. Not just any sticker. The hybrid warning label. So, what's going on here? Is Porsche preparing to sell us a new era of performance, or sneak in a slow goodbye to the raw, unfiltered magic of internal combustion? Let's talk about it. Let's start with what we know. Porsche already gave us a taste of their hybrid intentions with the 2025 Carrera GTS, and not everyone clocked it at first. That car, it's a Trojan horse. Dressed like a regular GTS, but quietly hiding some very un-GTS wizardry underneath. The T-hybrid system. It's not just a buzzword, it's a completely rethought approach to how Porsche wants to blend electricity with emotion. You've got a single electrically driven turbocharger that means it doesn't wait for exhaust gases to spool it up. There's no turbo lag because the motor spins the turbo instantly. That alone changes the entire feel of how a 911 reacts when you punch it. Then, Porsche mounts another electric motor directly to the transmission. Not in the wheels, not somewhere exotic, right in the mechanical heartbeat of the car. That motor gives you extra torque right where you feel it, between shifts, off the line, mid-corner exits. Now, all of this tech is powered by a small battery tucked in the front trunk. No, it's not plug-in. You don't need to baby it or think about charging. It's all internal, self-managed, and designed to fade into the background, except for when it's very much not in the background. When it's doing its thing, it hits you hard. Now, here's where it gets exciting. The Turbo S isn't just going to recycle this setup. Porsche doesn't do copy and paste. They scale it. Imagine that T-hybrid system, but instead of being conservative and cautious like in the GTS, it's tuned up. Way up. We're hearing close to 700 horsepower. That's Turbo S power, no question, but this time, it comes with instant torque and that eerie silence just before all hell breaks loose. That spine-punching launch, it's not theoretical. With this kind of hybrid assist, you're not waiting for anything to spool or catch up. You press the pedal and you go, immediately. And the wildest part is that Porsche is trying to make this feel natural, not synthetic, not like you're piloting a laptop with wheels. This isn't about saving the planet, it's about shaving tenths off lap times while keeping the engine note that makes your stomach do flips. That's what makes this moment so fascinating. We're watching a brand known for mechanical purity start to blend it with electric intervention. And they're doing it in a way that might convince even the most old school among us to nod slowly and say, "Alright, I feel that." But here's the catch. This is all engineering sorcery. It's delicate, ambitious, and comes at a price, not just the dollar amount, but the question of what we might be giving up in the long run. We'll get to that. You can always tell when a 911 is changing. Porsche doesn't shout it, they whisper it through the bodywork. And with the 2026 Turbo S, the whispers are getting louder. Let's start at the front. The spy shots show a more defined face this time around, with updated running lights that are now split off from the main headlights. That might sound small, but it changes the entire expression of the car. It's like the 911 is narrowing its eyes, getting more serious, a little more predator and a little less polite. These aren't just aesthetic touches. Porsche's clearly reworking airflow, downforce, and identity all in one go. Then there's the spoiler. It looks familiar from a distance, but up close, it's evolved. Gone is the old rising wing. In its place, we're getting what looks like a fixed, spider leg style rear spoiler. It's sharper, more aggressive, and less GT comfort, more track-ready stance. And when you pair that with the slightly wider arches, the whole car starts to look like it's doing push-ups, tense, planted, ready to strike. Now, flip over to the convertible prototype that's been spotted in testing. Two oval exhaust tips, not the usual quad pipes. That's not a mistake, that's a signal. Fewer exits could mean a new exhaust setup entirely, possibly reshaped by hybrid packaging or tuned for more focused back pressure. And those mismatched center lock wheels, well, that's not a styling choice, it's test gear. Porsche's tweaking handling, suspension, and probably tire profiles in real time. That's not your average runaround mule, that's a car being trained for war. Altogether, the 2026 Turbo S isn't just going hybrid under the skin, it's getting subtly more menacing on the outside. It's still a 911, still instantly recognizable, but this one looks like it's been lifting heavier and cutting carbs. These changes don't scream, but they hum with intent. And if history tells us anything, it's this. When Porsche starts mutating the 911, they're not just dressing it up. They're preparing it for something. Let's ground this for a second. The last gen 911 Turbo S, the 992.1, was already ridiculous. Porsche rated it at 640 horsepower, but anyone who's driven it or watched the dozens of Reddit threads and YouTube launches know those numbers were conservative. That car was doing 0 to 60 in about 2.6 seconds, sometimes even 2.5 in real-world testing. All-wheel drive, perfect launch control, and that eerie calculated violence Porsche is so good at? Now, fast forward to the 2026 Turbo S, we're hearing whispers of 700 horsepower, and it's not just more power, it's how that power is delivered. Hybrid torque means the punch is instant. There's no lag, no buildup, no waiting for turbos to wake up, just pure electric-assisted gut punch from the moment you breathe on the throttle. So what happens when you mix Porsche engineering, electric torque fill, and launch control that's basically black magic? You get something that might start embarrassing hypercars in the 0 to 200 km/h sprint. We're not just talking about quick off the line, we're talking about staying quick. Sustained, relentless acceleration with zero hesitation. Throttle response? Expect it to feel like an EV. Snappy, immediate, alive, but with the added drama of a snarling flat six backing it up. That's the real party trick here. Not just numbers, but feel. And if Porsche gets the balance right, this won't just be the fastest 911 Turbo S ever. It'll be the most addictive. Here's where the conversation gets sticky though, because as much as we love the engineering and the performance, the price tag on the 2026 Turbo S is already making some serious waves. Reports are pointing toward a number flirting with $340,000, and yeah, that's not a typo, that's $340,000. To put it bluntly, that's not just Turbo S territory, that's full-on supercar pricing. And that's where the gaslighting whispers start to echo. Some critics are asking the hard question. Are we being nudged or maybe gently pushed into accepting this hybrid Turbo S as some sort of bargain basement plug-in at a supercar price? Because the truth is, paying that much for a car that's still wrestling with complex hybrid tech, and with some purists arguing it's diluting the essence of what a 911 should be, feels like a bait and switch. Is Porsche really saying, here's your iconic 911, but to get the best, you've got to buy into hybrid complexity, and that comes at a supercar cost? It's a fine line between innovation and inflation, between evolution and exploitation. Enthusiasts aren't just counting dollars, they're weighing identity, legacy, and what it means to own a 911 in 2026. And the tension is real, because whether you see it as a justified leap into the future or a pricey hybrid masquerade, the question lingers. Are we getting the Porsche we signed up for, or are we being told a story that's a little too polished for its own good? Let's take a moment to step back from all the specs, tech, and price debates and remember why the 911 Turbo S has held our hearts for so long. Jeremy Clarkson once famously called it liquid Viagra in the fuel lines, and honestly, that's exactly the kind of poetic obsession this car inspires. It's raw, unfiltered joy, pure adrenaline that courses through your veins every time you plant your foot and hear that unmistakable flat six roar. Strip away the hybrid worries, the complex engineering, and the sticker shock, and at its core, the 911 remains one of the purest driving experiences on the planet. It's not just about speed. It's about connection, character, and that intoxicating mix of power and precision that makes you feel alive. So where does that leave the 2026 Turbo S? Porsche is trying to do something incredibly difficult. Marry that classic, visceral soul with future-forward hybrid power. It's a delicate dance between preserving legend and pushing boundaries. Will they nail it, delivering a hybrid 911 that still makes your heart race the old-fashioned way? Or will they dilute what makes the 911 sacred, turning it into something that feels too engineered, too complicated, too clinical? The answer isn't clear yet, but one thing's certain. The next chapter in the 911 story is as much about emotion as it is engineering. And as fans, we're all holding our breath, hoping this iconic sports car doesn't just survive the future, but thrives in it. Let's hear what you think about it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.